Hey, I'm live. Interesting. I don't know how to reformat this setting, but interesting. I digress. Anyway, so Sargon of Akkad has been kicked off of Patreon. I was wanting to make a video earlier today, but I had to work. I own a business. I had to cut grass or really bag up leaves. Anyway, I digress. So Sargon of Akkad was kicked off of Patreon, which sucks like tremendously. He was over 10,000, close to 11 plus thousand a month on Patreon, which seriously blows that he got kicked off. And he's honestly one of my favorite creators. I really enjoy. I don't know of any of his content that I've not enjoyed, except for the Dungeons game or whatever he plays every now and again. I just don't watch him. But anyway, it's horrible that they kicked him off. But this is going to be a really interesting time to actually flesh out libertarian debate, provided they just don't. Provided that they keep him off. If Patreon does not reinstate him, there's a hole in the market for almost $12,000 just off of him. And this is one thing that I don't think a lot of people really understand. Like whenever we're talking about all these different political ideas, ideologies, the market, etc. This is actually a true test for a libertarian perspective. Will we find a way to fill the hole that is left by people being kicked off of these platforms? Will we find a way to not only create a website for donations, so the website to facilitate donations so you can actually, donate to Sargon, but on top of that, we've got what are they called? We've got the payment processors that are likely to not allow processing to happen. And then we've got the the people that sell the domains and different things like that, such as Google, etc., that are going to try to block different things happening. Is there a way for business people to fill the hole in the market? Because this is a demand that needs to be met. My question is, will the demand be met? Sargon has a high enough profile, and he's essentially a moderate. I disagree with him on healthcare. That's pretty much it. But I disagree with him on his healthcare perspectives. But that's pretty much it. But so there's a hole in the market, and as libertarians, we need to figure out how to fill that hole. If we can figure out how to fill that hole, we can prove that libertarian ideologies, especially whenever it comes to the economy, actually works. But if Sargon is left out in the cold with no way to fund his network, or fund his work, I should say, then in that case, it shows that libertarian principles are too hardcore and there is some level of government intervention needed. So some really rich person, please figure out a way to start building a completely new domain, a completely new website for donations, and a completely different payment processing network. Because there is a demand. The question is, will somebody fill it? And with somebody that has such a high profile as Sargon of Akkad, Carl Benjamin, will that demand be met? Because that's, $1,000 a month. If you take 10% of his donations, that's $1,000 a month that you could receive if you are an entrepreneur with the type of money to invest in this endeavor. Anyway, I really hope somebody will take advantage of this opportunity, figure out a way to make it happen. And my favorite thing is if Sargon himself was to figure out how to start building these platforms, or different people I listen to: Ben Shapiro, Dave Rubin, Jordan Peterson, you know, Stefan Molyneux, Paul Joseph Watson, Mark Dice, Andrew Clavin. There are people out there that need that security of knowing that they're just not going to be kicked off. Will they find a way? They don't all agree with each other on a political level. There's small disagreements. My dream is to get to a level in the U.S. where we have libertarians debating Republicans, rather than rather than Republicans and libertarians looking at freaking socialists and saying, "What the hell are you guys thinking about? This is stupid." I just wish we could actually get to rational disagreements that actually tax our mind and we don't actually know what the end result is. But I mean, socialism is an end game. Can these people that have different ideologies, including Stephen Crowder, can these people that have slightly different ideologies but essentially stand on the side of freedom come together and build a platform? If I have to figure out a way to do it, I would love it, because, I mean, whoever figures out this platform is going to become filthy rich. But please, somebody stand up for Sargon and figure out a way to make him a platform for donations. Or Sargon, if you could do it yourself, man, money, you'd fill a hole in the market. And that's what we want. Grace be with you. Peace. Yep, I don't know how to turn this off. My first YouTube live video. There's an X.